Dewani has arrived in court yet?
Yes, Mr. Dewani has made his appearance in court this morning in the pre-trial hearing here at the Western Cape High Court. Just a short while ago, proceedings were adjourned after the lawyer for one of Mr. Dewani's co-accused, Zola Tongo, appeared before Western Cape High Court Judge Robert Henny. Now, Zola Tonga, the taxi driver who entered a plea bargain with the state in December 2010, is now serving a jail term of 18 years. He's also the one who fingered Mr. Dewani as being the mastermind behind his wife's murder, and also in his court papers then said that Mr. Dewani had offered to pay 15,000 rand to have his wife killed. Now, Mr. William de Graa, the attorney for Mr. Zola Tongo, appeared before Judge Robert Henny, and this after the Defence Counsel subpoenaed him to provide documents relating to cell phone billing as well as cell phone documentation before the court. So Mr. de Graa appeared before Judge Henny, who this morning advised him to make sure that the Defence Counsel receives this documentation before next Friday. Initially, Mr. de Graa told the court that he hadn't had a time or a chance to consult with his client regarding client-attorney privilege, but the judge said that as a state witness, Mr. Tonga would in any event have to answer questions that could arise from the documentation that the Defence Counsel now seeks. Also, what we've heard in court this morning is that the Defence Counsel, Francois van Zyl, told the Western Cape High Court that there would definitely be a list of admissions made by Mr. Dewani before the trial goes ahead on the 6th of October. The Defence Counsel has also requested documentation pertaining to Mr. Zola Tongo as well as co-accused Nzwamadoda Kwabe from the Department of Correctional Services. The judge has asked the investigating officer, Mr. Paul Hendrickse, to facilitate this process so that those documents are also made available to the defence. So for now, the stage seems set for the trial to go ahead on the 6th of October. Mr. Dewani will spend the rest of the time in the Valkenberg psychiatric hospital, where he has been since his arrival in South Africa a few months ago, and also where he's undergone a month-long period of mental observation.
Now, for the 6th of October, that is, but what was his demeanour like in court today, Mr. Dewani, that is?
Mr. Dewani came across as coherent. He came across as much more confident, I would say, if one has to compare to his previous court appearances. He listened intently as Mr. de Graa spoke from the witness box, and he's also answered quite coherently and clearly when the judge asked whether he understood that he will be going back to the Valkenberg hospital, and he seems to understand proceedings quite well. He's glanced at the media gallery a few times, and his demeanour is one of confidence at this stage. I think he is in a much better space than what he was when he first set foot in South Africa.
Was Anni Dewani's family perhaps there as well?
No, the family of Anni Dewani has made it clear in previous conversations with myself that they will arrive in South Africa for the trial proper. We've spoken telephonically, and the uncle of Anni Dewani has told me that the family will travel here once the trial gets underway. So we could expect to see them in South Africa a few days before the trial starts. For them, it was a moment of relief when the court found that Mr. Dewani is indeed fit to stand trial. They say that it's been almost 4 years now, and that they are eagerly awaiting this trial to commence so that they can finally find closure to the death of their beloved Annie.
Now, I know that people can follow you on Twitter. Can you let them in as to how they can follow you on your Twitter page for the latest updates on the Dewani trial?
Indeed, my Twitter handle is at Vanessa Poonah 01, and I'll be sure to keeping everybody updated.
Vanessa, thank you so much for that update. That was our reporter on the scene, Vanessa Poonah, in the Cape Town High Court. So it's all set for the 6th of October.